Y'all don't mind my voice. I was sick for a few days. I think somebody gave me the bubonic plague. My bad, y'all. Nah, we really gotta cover an instant classic today. This movie was one of my favorites when I was a little ashy. So bang. Hold on. Let's give a round of applause for some diversity. We got some hood classics making it to the rotation.
Okay, we see how you come in 2025, Ron. We're subscribing right now.
Oh, word, that's how I really feel? Got a blushing already? So bang. It starts off with Leroy on a date with his little fine watching some Bruce Lee flicks. I can't even lie, that's a W date idea. Perfecting his craft while he's with the shorty? I respect it. And they start getting into some things, it's getting a little spicy in there. It was a little awkward at first, you know he's a Super Smash Bros kind of guy. Woman may not be a specialty. No disrespect to the community, y'all just whooped my way too many times. Then his little brother and the goon squad pulled up and they were like, how is this weird pulling this off? His little brother was thinking, that should have been me. They had to get up out of there. He couldn't take it anymore. And the Bruce Lee movie gave Leroy that random 3 a.m. motivation to be great. I'ma show you how great I am. Great I am. 15 push-ups and back to sleep. That's how it really be. So he upped and left his girl to go be something spectacular. To go change his life for the better and fulfill his purpose. And his little brother came back to talk his He couldn't get over the fact that she chose his brother over him. Realistically, what did Lil Jamal think he was going to do at 12 years old? That he was throwing rocks at her window getting ready to cry on the walk of shame back home. It's rough out here, little bro. I can tell you firsthand. But not even 10 seconds after Leroy left, his girl and brother get grabbed up by Ill and Ill. They were plotting the whole time. This is one of the main villains of the movie. We'll explain him in a minute. But before that, can someone please explain to me what this haircut is called? This is atrocious. This guy's also a tweaker. What is this? Yeah, Buddy was on that stuff. Look how she's looking at him. You're weird. Buddy? But basically, this guy is a sadistic music promoter trying to force Leroy's girl to promote his girlfriend's weak music video on her show. Boy, slow down dropping all that. I heard the song myself and it is some hot donkey. She should have kept that one in the drafts. But Leroy had to go on mission spin back. He had to go save his girl and beat that. Woo! So he snuck into where they were hiding out at and they sent out a few plumbers and electricians to stall him off. Holy sh**, that's a big But they all ended up getting dealt with. So Lil Bro ends up escaping from Ill and runs into this thug and gets knocked out immediately. He really stood no chance, but that's expected. He's a Hall of Fame meat beater, and he was fighting a grown superhero. One thing I love about this movie is the villain outfits. They really remind me of the Michael Jackson Bad video. I'm assuming that was the vibe in the 80s. Niggas just walked around with roller skates and leather jackets. So Leroy locked his little bro up for his safety and went to handle some more business. And we get the iconic line,
Let me out! Leroy!
I used to recite this with my entire soul. There was this one song that sampled it in the beginning and I haven't been able to find it for years. And oh my goodness. Look who shows up. The meanest, prettiest, baddest mofo low down round this town. Shogun of Harlem, the master. SHO'NUFF. Trust me, yo, I didn't make that up. It's in the movie. But yo, the amount of glaze SHO'NUFF gets from his crew is insane. They walk around chanting he's the master no matter where they're at. They can be at the movies, Barnes and Nobles. They can be swimming inside a niggas. Are gonna glaze like their life depends on it. And if we're being honest, it might. SHO'NUFF takes his glaze very serious. But if Bruce Leroy wants his girl back, he has no choice but to run this fade. His brother's there watching. Ill shows up with Leroy's girl to watch. This is bound to be one for the ages, an instant hood classic. If y'all never saw this movie, SHO'NUFF been trying to run the fade with Leroy forever, but Leroy hasn't been on that until Ill hired SHO'NUFF to pull up on him and forcefully run the fade. Real ones know you can't duck a fade when it comes right to your front door. That's law number 8 in the hood thesaurus. I can't even lie to y'all, I gotta respect SHO'NUFF's persistence. This really wrecked the whole movie theater trying to run the fade with Leroy. But he finally got what he wanted so bad, so let's see how it goes. So bang! Leroy starts throwing some roundhouse kicks. Weave, weave, weave. Leroy was playing strictly on the offensive end, but he can't even touch SHO'NUFF. Right here, you can see it in his face. He's rethinking some life decisions. SHO'NUFF starts slapping the absolute out of my boy. He got his head spinning around like a cartoon character. He's having a face-to-face with Tweety Bird as we speak. Hood are up 1-0, I can't even lie. But yeah, Leroy starts fighting back. Bop, bop, bop. Side note, the location of this fight is fire. They're in some abandoned underground warehouse where everything is run down. Yeah, they're in the trenches. But sweet chin music through the wall. Look how stiff my guy was going through that wall. He looked like he was playing that game show from Cartoon Network back in the day, Hole in the Wall. SHO'NUFF really kicked this nigga into a different realm. He can't even find where he landed until hiya! Sweet chin music through the door. Go get back. That's +1 for the nerds. We're even now. And SHO'NUFF started tweaking on the floor, hitting the flight reacts. And LEROY hit that pose you hit after a 12-hour shift. And he was about to go rescue his little fine but he turned around and SHO'NUFF was gone. Real life Undertaker. LEROY hit the CJ from San Andreas.
Ah, here we go again.
Another thing about this movie is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is so fire. Y'all young might cook me, but 80s music was gas. Y'all can't tell me that 80s altogether wasn't gas. We could have went and danced in the Soul Train and did some of that stuff after. Yo, count me in. Zoo, we, mama. But when LEROY and SHO'NUFF were fighting, they were playing straight Party Pete music in the background. This was a vibe. So he turned around and found SHO'NUFF standing behind him with the glow. Y'all don't know how bad I wanted the glow when I was younger. This was my version of Super Saiyan. Yo, hold on. Why do I sound like an old head? I wasn't even born when this came out. This came out in 1985. I was born in 03. I'm wild. Let me relax a little. But the glow is only for the top of the top. If you're a bottom, you're out of luck. Bruce LEROY in this moment, real life just pants. And he starts getting worked. Bam, bop, pow. Every time he's getting hit, these red electric sparks are coming out. But let's be real here. SHO'NUFF was definitely on that stuff. Look at his eyes. And he has this little kick of being called the master. But lil bro found a way to escape again. He's a sneaky little guy. I respect it. And SHO'NUFF keeps asking this, who's the master? He done ripped his clothes off and then smacked the out of him. Now he put his head in the water over and over trying to force the glaze out of LEROY's mouth. Hold on. That actually sounds insane. But let's talk about how Bruce LEROY is standing on business. He didn't say SHO'NUFF was the master not one time. He asked him one more time. He said, who's the master? And this is ironic, this scene right here, because the entire movie, LEROY is looking for the master that can take him to the next level. And it hit him while he's getting his head dunked in the water bobbing for apples. Nigga, I'm the master. And he caught his fist and he finally unlocked the glow for the first time. Then he hit the Bruce Lee arm wave with this orange glow glistening over his sweaty peanut butter complexion body. And what do y'all think he did? I'll wait. Shut up. He whooped SHO'NUFF's. He was and every time he's kicking this nigga in the face, there's these yellow and blue sparks flying out. He kicked him into some crazy positions. Then lil bro makes his way over to LEROY's girl and sets her free. Then we get the slow motion shot of that last kick straight into the water. Yeah, he got bodied. LEROY officially ran the fade that SHO'NUFF wanted so badly and beat his. And in the process of that, he found the true master. All it took was one good fade. We gotta applaud that. This was a beautiful lesson. You know what it taught me? Every life goal you've ever had is one good fade away. If you want to be the best basketball player, best football player, best YouTuber, best doctor, best lawyer, best fans model, it's one good fade away. All you gotta do is grab the nearest person, your grandma, your dog, your brother, sister, mom, dad, and run a good old-fashioned fade. And during that fade, you'll realize your true potential. You'll realize you were the master the whole time. Yeah, I like that. Grandma, come here. But it's not over yet, y'all. Ew. Up the strap on LEROY. He said, but is he bulletproof? And bang! LEROY. And I'm watching this as a little kid, heartbroken, thinking it's over. My GOAT Bruce LEROY just got bodied. Maybe it's time for me to go get a strap. Niggas aren't fighting fair anymore. And wasn't even done. He wanted to walk him down on some 2012 Chief Keef and he kicked him over. But listen up, y'all. This nigga Bruce LEROY smiled and we see a whole shiny bullet in his teeth. And LEROY's rubbing his hands right now. He finally got his hands on him and he gave him an atomic wedgie and just left him swinging there. That's all he had to do. This is how we treat niggas over here who don't subscribe. So I'm warning y'all right now. Better safe than sorry. But the cops ended up coming to get bro and he really said, we were assaulted by these hoodlums. Yeah, that's gotta be racist. During Black History Month is insane. The fire part about this movie, the bigger picture, is hood versus nerdy. Y'all know there's different types of black people. This movie was a good representation of that. We have Bruce LEROY, who's a modern day anime watcher and Super Smash Bros player. He even has the haircut. He's low-key putting on for the community I'm in right now. Black anime watchers, we stand with you, gang. And then we have SHO'NUFF, who's just a hood. So this movie did a good job portraying the differences, and if you're thinking about it that deep, it's opening up the community, showing niggas it's cool to be like Bruce LEROY, even if you're from the trenches and are gonna think you're weird. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed my little Last Dragon fight review. Thank y'all for watching. Stay safe, and I'm gonna catch y'all niggas later.